There's a bunch of ways that you can help this project succeed, and a lot of them will take you seconds of time and no money. I do want to take this opportunity just to quickly acknowledge, I completely understand that you're supposed to provide value before you're asking people for help. But in this case, I'm trying to get this off the ground really fast, and if you can trust that I'll provide value, then great. And if you can't, then don't feel obligated to help me. I do want to make something awesome happen here, but I don't expect you, not knowing me, to have any faith in it whatsoever. I don't expect that. That being said, let's walk through some of the ways that you could help the project succeed if you wanted to. First is just participating. And what I mean by that is watching the videos and voting. That's the base level of this. I would love if you just did that, because what it does is it gives me the opportunity to make what the majority of you want, which is the whole point of the project. So that's the most important thing to me. Right behind that would be another free option. Come over to the Discord server and have a conversation. Submit ideas. Help me to locate great ideas within the comments and social media and all the places where people have conversations about this. Bring all the good ideas home to that Discord server so that I can put them forward and we can vote on them. That's the only way that this works, is all the great ideas get to one place and we filter through them and present them, vote on them, and then do one. Now, while you're in the Discord server, something that would be really helpful to do, in addition to just sharing your own ideas and opinions, is to react to other people's comments. If somebody puts forth a great idea, react to that with an emote, like a check mark, a thumbs up, whatever it is, something positive so that I can tell you think it's a good idea. And that way, I'd like to build a community around doing exactly that, so that the best ideas sort of rise to the top. Now, they won't actually physically rise to the top like they sometimes do on other platforms. But me, as I scroll through all of the content in those channels, I'll be able to spot those great ideas a lot easier. And then, they're more likely to get used. So please do that. Now, if you're a Nitro user and you've got an extra boost laying around, the server could really use 3 more boosts. And that'll get us to the point where VC is a higher quality and streams better. And also it increases the file size that you can upload. So both of those are pretty important to this project, and I would really appreciate it if somebody could boost. Things that are helpful for YouTube. Watch the videos. Actually watch the videos all the way through and let them play until the end. You'd be surprised how much retention is a big deal as a metric within the analytics of YouTube. So if you watch half the video and you click off, that doesn't help as much as watching the whole thing. Even if you get bored and you stop paying attention to what I'm saying, just let it play anyway. It helps. It actually does. I'm not going to ask you to like and subscribe and comment on every video. I'm just not going to do it. But I will ask you right now to think about looking at this as a game. My channel's small, and this project, for it to succeed, it needs to reach more people. So if you could go through and like every video, regardless of whether or not you like it, that would be swell. I only want you to subscribe if you actually want to get notifications about this project. And it is sort of important because of the bi-weekly nature of it that you'll probably forget. And then I just don't want you to miss one of the Friday decision videos and then come back and be like, man, and as a result be like less invested because you missed something important. So yeah, subscribe and ring the bell thing if you want to actually participate. But if you don't do that. You can share great ideas. You can ask questions. You can make suggestions in the comments. And on a couple of these videos, that's actually going to be really important. I want you guys, for example, to name the project. I also want you to name the lock. And all of that's going to be done through YouTube comments. So it'll get suggested there. I'll put together a short list and then I'll present that in a stream where we vote on it. So if you've got a clever name, hopefully an appropriate clever name, then when the time comes, put it in the comments. One more thing on YouTube. If you have your own YouTube channel, there's 2 things that you could do. You could make React style content to this. You could share your opinions in a video. The other is that you could download the promo video that's on the project page of my website and repost it on your page. Now, I know that's sort of asking a lot. And if you care a whole lot about your YouTube channel, then pretend I didn't ask you that. But if you have the sort of channel where you're just picking cool locks and you're not really trying to become a YouTuber, let's say, then slap that thing up there. Hopefully it'll catch a couple of people that I've missed in other places. There are a few things that you can do to help the project out on Twitch. And the biggest one is really just participating. If you show up, you jump in the stream chat and have a conversation with me, have a conversation with the others that are there, vote on the polls. That's really the best thing that you can do to help. Aside from that, just like, the dynamics of Twitch itself, if you follow the channel, one, it'll notify you when I go live, but two, it helps the channel a little bit. And then there's this one really awesome thing that people can do. If you have an Amazon Prime subscription, you can set that up as your membership to my Twitch channel, and it costs you nothing. And it gives the project like $250, $275, I think. So it doesn't really seem like it's worth it, maybe on the face of it. But just think about this for a second. Let's say 50 people do that, 100 people do that. That'll pay for the vast majority of this project. And that means I don't have to come out of pocket for it. And it didn't come out of your pocket really either, because you already have the Prime subscription. So if you're one of those people out there that's got Amazon Prime, but you don't watch Twitch, that would be a really great way to help. It really would. On top of that, you can just pay, I think, $5.99, $6 for a tier 1 subscription. And both of those subscriptions do the same thing. They remove the ads from the Twitch stream, so you won't have to watch ads. Unfortunately, I looked, there is no way for me to get rid of the ads, but Twitch as a platform is the best place for me to stream for several different reasons. And the biggest one is honestly the Twitch Prime. Like if people really get behind that, it will fund this thing. And that way we can make an awesome lock together. We could do this whole project for free, essentially. And that would be great. So I know I just threw a bunch of different ways that you could help at you, and maybe it's going to be hard to remember all of that. I'm sort of a completionist by nature, and so I actually built a checklist for this. It's on the project page of my website, and if you're also a completionist, I have a list there that you can go through and check off all the blocks. The vast majority of all the stuff you can do is free. There are some paid things on there, but that's coming next. Just a reminder, none of this money's going to me. It's all going to the production of the locks, and anything in excess will go to the prize pool. But I wanted to incentivize it anyway. So these are the things that I've set up. On the project page of my website, there's a link to a Teespring store that has both Digby Lock and Tool shirts and Lockpickers United logo shirts. Just because I know a fair number of those folks who are going to join this project. Now, once we have a project name, there will directly after that be an art contest to design a logo for this project. And once we have that, then there will be a t-shirt for that too. That way you get a cool thing and a couple of bucks go to the project as a result. Aside from t-shirts, you can, if you just want to directly donate money, there's two ways to do it. You can do that through joining my Patreon account, which I really only want you to support for the length of the project. I'm not sure that I'm going to do more content after the fact, so be aware of that. Keep track of it. I don't like the idea of people being subscribed to it and forgetting and then continuing to give me money when I'm no longer actively working on this project. That's what this is for. Each of the Patreon tiers are incentivized slightly differently, and for those of you that want to contribute directly financially, it gives you sort of two advantages. One is more access. It's like daily access to me and my thoughts and my drawings and conversation. And there's a weekly voice call for certain tiers. And it also gives you the opportunity to financially donate, but also have the ability to pull back. Like if this thing takes a wild turn and you no longer want to support the project, well, you didn't just donate it all up front. You did it monthly, and you can turn your support off if you no longer have faith in the project. So I wanted to give people that flexibility and freedom and incentivize. And then aside from that, there's also a direct PayPal donate button on the project website. So if you just want to throw down $20, set and forget, and not have some sort of subscription or anything else to keep track of, that's a way to do it too. Now, if you do that, I need to make sure that you know, as a note, you need to write in who you are, not your name, some username, something that you want to be credited as. Because with Patreon, I'll be able to credit all those people easily. But with PayPal donations, I don't want to dox anybody. I don't want to put your name out there unless you want it out there. So make sure if you choose that last option that you give me a username rather than your personal name. Unless you don't care, then I'll put your personal name out there. That's fine too. And that's it. So that's all the ways that you can help. Hopefully you've watched all the way to this point and you actually do want to help. And if that's the case, then please finish watching the project playlist and go vote. Huge shout out to both Granny and Jimmy Longs for helping out before we even got started. It's incredible, guys. Thank you.